But I am bringing it out again. How come you would not be deluded if you were wise? It is because wise people have real freedom and have reached real liberation. How is that? Wise individuals do not do muddled things. If you are deluded, you always do muddled things and avoid intelligent things. Deluded individuals are not free and are passive. Wise individuals are not passive. They have a real will and wisdom. Regardless of what comes, they recognize the situation and proceed if it is a good thing to do, and do not proceed if it is not a good thing to do. They have true judgment and true ability to select the right dharmas. Deluded individuals do not. They will do them even though they know something is clearly wrong. For instance, we know that gambling is something bad, but they think that they may have a chance in a million at winning and getting rich. This one thought of ignorance and greed led them to wish for riches. They end up losing all their assets. They still do not wake up after they lose all that. They think, I'm just one step away from winning and getting rich. For example, $1 something buys you 8 numbers on a lotto ticket. If you select the machine set, you will win millions. If you lost by one number, so you buy again, thinking you will win for sure. Is that delusion? If gamblers can all win, then casinos will not make any profit. Some people smoke opium. People say opium is a drug that is harmful, but deluded individuals will try it. They try it once and they do not feel that they got anything out of it. So they try it once more, twice more, 3 times, 4 times, again and again. Once they experiment with it, they become addicts. They cannot do without it by then. Is that delusion? Someone perfectly sound is dictated by opium to drip snot and tears. One is comfortable all over, so one has to get more money to buy this stuff to support oneself. Delusion made you not free. How come you are not free? Opium smokers believe smoking opium is a form of freedom and enjoy it. But is it freedom when you are not smoking it and crave it? Everything else is the same. Doing something that you should not do is delusion and not wisdom. You will not be mixed up if you are wise. You will not do what you should not do. The sounds of great wisdom. Extremely wise individuals see straight to the bottom of things and do not discover problems only when things go wrong. They can forecast whether they can do something or not. Perhaps the results will be unfavorable if they act. With great knowledge and great wisdom, they avoid doing muddled things. What is great knowledge and great wisdom? Investigating the Buddha Dharma is great knowledge and great wisdom. Only people who investigate the Buddha Dharma can be truly free, which is great wisdom. The sound of the lion's roar. Lions are the king of the jungle. His roar frightens all the animals so that they cannot stand straight and are not prepared to run. Even ferocious with beasts such as tigers and wolves are at a loss due to fear. All the beasts hear his roars, and their heads split open. They are frightened dumb. The sound of the great lion's roar. An average lion's roar is severe enough. Now imagine how the sound of a great lion's roar may be heard far and wide. The sound of thunderclouds. The sound like thunderbolts in the clouds. And the sound of great thunderclouds. This sound of thunder is even greater than the average sound, meaning that the Buddha Dharma is like a great cloud in the sky that universally shines upon the great earth, providing shade everywhere. When thunderbolts, it is heard everywhere around the world, symbolizing how the Buddha Dharma reaches all beings pervasively. Rain will pour with clouds and thunder. Rain symbolizes the Buddha Dharma universally nourishing all beings' faculties so that everyone is nurtured by the rain of Dharma. The Dharma rain falls and bigger trees will receive more Dharma rain while smaller trees will receive less Dharma rain. Flowers and grass will also receive the amounts of rain they need. The Buddha Dharma is the same way. Living beings receive according to their needs. Every kind of Buddha Dharma makes every type of being nourished so that they extend their wisdom life in the Dharma body and uncover great wisdom. After he, Shakyamuni Buddha, had uttered indescribably many, a number so large that cannot be said, sounds such as those described above. Sutra. Countless millions of gods, dragons, ghosts, and spirits from the Saha world and other worlds are also gathered in the palace of the Trayastrimsha Heaven. They came from the heaven of the four kings, the Trayastrimsha Heaven, the Hsuan Heaven, the Tushita Heaven, the blissful transformations Heaven, and the heaven of comfort gained through others' transformations. They came from the heaven of the multitudes of Brahma, the heaven of the ministers of Brahma, the heaven of the great Brahma Lord, the heaven of lesser light, the heaven of limitless light, the heaven of light sound, the heaven of lesser purity, the heaven of limitless purity, and the heaven of universal purity. Commentary. Earlier, the Buddha emitted limitless clouds of great light and proclaimed various kinds of Dharma sound so that living beings will turn away from confusion and return to enlightenment, forsake deviance and return to the proper. Now there is this Saha world. Saha is a Sanskrit word for bearing patience or extreme suffering, which is in contrast to the Western land of ultimate bliss. The world in the West is extremely blissful, while the Saha world of ours is extremely painful. This is also called bearing patience because living beings can bear to be patient with this kind of pain. Countless millions of gods, dragons, ghosts, and spirits from the Saha world and lands in other worlds, as opposed to the Saha world, also gathered in the palace of the Trayastrimsha Heaven, the palace of the heaven of 33. They came from the heaven of the four kings. The four kings are also called the four kings who protect the world. The heaven of the four kings is situated in the center of Mountain Sumeru. The Trayastrimsha Heaven is at the top of Mountain Sumeru. Each of the four directions of this heaven has a heavenly king. The heavenly king in the east is the heavenly king who upholds nations. The heavenly king in the south is the heavenly king of growth. The heavenly king in the west is the heavenly king huge eyes, while the heavenly king in the north is the heavenly king of erudition. Beings in the heavens where the four great heavenly kings reside enjoy a 500-year life, of which 1 day and 1 night is equivalent to 50 years on earth. The heaven of the four kings is closest to us. They watch over to see who are doing good or evil in the human realm. This is the heaven of the four kings. The Trayastrimsha Heaven. They have already explained earlier that the Sanskrit word Trayastrimsha means the heaven of the 33. The Lord of the heaven of the 33 is also called capable of being God. The Hsuan Heaven is a place where neither sunlight nor moonlight reaches. So is it a dark place? No, all the beings in the Hsuan Heaven radiate a light from their bodies, so they do not need sunlight or moonlight. how come this heaven is called the Shuragama Heaven? Shuragama is again a Sanskrit word that means fine divisions of time. Because this heaven is so high that neither sunlight or nor moonlight can reach it. So they tell time by the blooming and closing of lotuses. It is day when the lotuses bloom and night when the lotuses shut. The light of life in the Trayastrimsha Heaven is 1,000 years, of which one day and night is equivalent to 100 years on earth. The length of life in the Shuragama Heaven is 1,500 years, and the height of beings there is 1.5 miles. Heavenly beings in the Trayastrimsha Heaven are 1 mile in height, and beings in the heaven of the four kings are half a mile in height. The length of life increases by 500 years, and the height of beings increases by half a mile for every layer of heaven. The higher the heaven, the longer the life of beings is there. The Trayastrimsha Heaven. This is also Sanskrit and means contentment. This is the heaven of contentment. There are inner and outer courts in the Trayastrimsha Heaven. The inner court is where Maitreya Bodhisattva now lives. The outer court is where most heavenly beings dwell. The three forms of disasters can reach the inner court of the Trayastrimsha Heaven, but the outer court of the Trayastrimsha Heaven will be destroyed by the three forms of disasters. The blissful transformations heaven enjoys a happiness that comes forth transformationally, and the heaven of comfort gained through others' transformations. Joy in this heaven comes forth transformationally from other heavens' beings. They can transfer the joys of other heavens to this heaven with their spiritual powers. Heavenly demons, not real spirits or gods, live in the heaven of comfort gained through others' transformations. They are both the 6 desire heavens. The above are the 6 desire heavens: the heaven of the four kings, the Trayastrimsha Heaven, the Shuragama Heaven, the Trayastrimsha Heaven, the blissful transformations heaven, the heaven of comfort gained through others' transformations. Why are these heavens the 6 heavens of desire? Heavenly beings still have lust and impure thoughts. When I was lecturing on the Shuragama Sutra during the summer, I talked about these 6 desire heavens already. I believe none of you enjoyed it, so you returned it to me. So I am giving it to you again now. The beings of the 6 desire heavens have lust. Beings in the heaven of four kings and Trayastrimsha Heaven engage in lust similar to human beings. How come? They all have a physical form. The beings in the heaven of four kings and the Trayastrimsha Heaven also marry. They are couples and father and son relationships. What size is a newborn in the heaven of the four kings? The same size as a 5-year-old in the human realm. And in the Trayastrimsha Heaven, the same size as a 7-year-old in the human realm. A newborn in the Shuragama Heaven is the same size as a 10-year-old in the human realm. Newborns this size come out and sit on the knees of heavenly beings. Once they are born, they wait to eat a kind of natural celestial dew that forms spontaneously. After they are done, they become the size of heavenly beings, which is half a mile in height and 500 years in the length of life. This is the heaven of four kings. As it is said, the heaven of four kings and the Trayastrimsha Heaven engage in desire through embrace. Sexual activity in the heaven of the four kings and the Trayastrimsha Heaven is the same as the human realm. Shuragama through hand-holding and Trayastrimsha through smiling. Sexual activity between men and women in the Shuragama Heaven occurs simply by holding hands. The same way Westerners greet each other by shaking hands, for example. This gesture is enough to count as a sexual activity between couples in the heavens. This is the Shuragama Heaven and the Trayastrimsha Heaven. Men and women engage in sexual activity just by smiling at each other. Heavenly beings of that place do not smile usually. Why? Their emotional desire is very light, nearly none. In the 6 desire heavens, the higher the heaven, the lighter the desire. How come we people have to eliminate desire and cut off love as we cultivate? Why do we want to be free of thoughts of desire? It is because the more thoughts of desire we have, the more delusions we have. The fewer thoughts of desire, the more wisdom we develop. Thoughts of desire belong to the evil world of 5 turbidities. What are turbidities? Thoughts of desire are most turbid and unclean. Desire in the heaven of the 4 kings is the same as emotions and desires in the human realm. Compare the Trayastrimsha Heaven to the heaven of the 4 kings. It is still lighter, hence lust only requires shaking hands. Shuragama through hand-holding and Trayastrimsha through smiling. I have already talked about this during the summer. Let me explain it again. If I do not, you all forget. The heaven of 4 kings and the Trayastrimsha Heaven engage in desire through embrace. Shuragama through hand-holding and Trayastrimsha through smiling. Bliss from transformations through long stares and bliss from others through glances. These are the joys of desire in the 6 heavens. They just smile at each other in the Trayastrimsha Heaven. We people think smiling is a good thing. Smiling is not good. There is desire in smiles. When you get to the heaven of Shuragama, people wish to cultivate and work hard. Very few people shake hands. Shaking hands is equivalent to sexual activity between couples. The Trayastrimsha Heaven, this consists of smiling at each other. In the heaven of bliss from transformations, this consists of long stares between men and women. Long, maybe 1 minute or 5 minutes. They just look at each other for as long as 1 or 2 minutes in the bliss of others' transformations. A quick glance will do it. No need to look long. This is the way sexual behavior between men and women work in the 6 desire heavens. The higher the heaven, the lighter the desire is. If your desires were heavy, you would not become born in the heavens either. When you are in those heavens, you do not have much desire. This is the joy from desire in the 6 desire heavens. There are 3 heavens in the first dhyana, 3 heavens in the second dhyana, and 3 heavens in the third dhyana. The 3 heavens of the first dhyana are the heaven of the Brahma multitudes, the heaven of the ministers of Brahma, and the great Brahman heaven. They came from the heaven of the multitudes of Brahma. What is Brahma? Brahma means purity. Thoughts of desire in the first dhyana heaven are even lighter, so it is said to be Brahma. The Brahma multitudes heaven refers to how all the heavenly beings living there are all pure. These are the heavenly citizens of the Brahma heaven. The heaven of the ministers of Brahma. These are ministers in the heavens who came to their positions because of purity. They assist the great Brahma Lord. The heaven of the great Brahma Lord is where the great Brahma Lord lives. He is someone who works very hard at his cultivation, but he only knows to cultivate heavenly blessings and has not become enlightened or certified to the fruition. After cultivating to a point, he became born in the heavens and became a great Brahma Lord. The great Brahma Lord has the multitudes of Brahmans and Brahma ministers supporting him. These are the 3 heavens of the first dhyana. The 3 heavens of the first dhyana are called the ground of the bliss from living production. Leaving the cycle of birth and death behind, it is quite a delightful place. When we work enough to reach the state of the first dhyana, we can see the great Brahma Lord, the ministers and pupil of the great Brahman heaven. When you reach the first dhyana heavens, your pulse stops as you meditate. For most of us, we are dead if our pulse quits. You are in this state where your pulse and blood flow stop, because your inherent nature has reached the first dhyana heavens. This is not because you are dead, but because you entered the first dhyana samadhi. This may occur for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, or a day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 20 days. Although your pulse does not move, the body does not deteriorate. For most of us average people, after death, our coughs begin to stink after 7 days. If you can work hard so that you reach this state, then your body will not deteriorate no matter how long you are in samadhi. This is about the 3 heavens of the first dhyana. The 3 heavens of the second dhyana are the heaven of lesser light, the heaven of limitless light, the heaven of light sound. How can we become reborn in the heavens? Eliminate desire and end love, so there is no lust. With lust, we cannot become reborn in the heavens. Each heaven is one level higher than the one below. One heaven is higher than another is because it has less desire. The heavens of the second dhyana include the heaven of lesser light. Heavenly beings here have auras that are brighter than the lights in the Shuragama heaven. At the same time, among the 3 heavens of the second dhyana, the light of the heaven of lesser light is comparatively weaker than the other 2 heavens. How come there is a light? It is because they kept the precepts purely or focused on keeping the precepts in particular when they were pupil. Those in the heaven of multitudes of Brahma and heaven of the ministers of Brahma also observe the precepts, but not so well. They are pure, but they do not emit light. Those in the heaven of lesser light not only keep the precepts well, but emit a light. This is why they became born in this kind of heaven.